What's good, everybody? Tuning in to All Rights Reserved in the building. I have something I want to discuss here with you. We're going to start it off so you can understand why I'm talking about this. All right. Listen closely, starting off. Real talk. Tell me, is this true or not? Okay. Now, I've been sitting on looking at this for all to this morning, and I was like, you'll see. Let's get into it.
And to continue in a war.
These things that I wanted to make.
Hey, okay, watch this. Hey, watch this. Some people would say that you manipulated Chicago and to continue in a war.
Fact.
Because of
wait, hold on. Fact. That's a fact. That is a fact. It's not what some say. It is literally a fact. How did he not? This man created a channel called War in Chirac, literally calling people up. Then the next week they would get attacked. This was happening actively when he was talking about it. That's a fact. So we could go at Wack100 all day. He started it off with a pure fact. Say it's not true. Say that ain't happened. Like, you were literally calling them up. This is a fact. So if anything, he just exposed you. Even he knows. Let's listen. Check it.
What this dude did, now you did, and this did. So was you manipulating them?
She was at
in fucking New York?
Well, first of all, I would say if they point the source of that war continuing to be my videos, that would be a point that could be argued. Like, listen, y'all call it fair. I don't know, like, if y'all think y'all gonna flip it on me and be like, oh my god, no. Like, if
you can't lie,
if you could prove that the war only continued because of my videos, and my videos basically was purporting that there was an ongoing war, and they're only continuing the war because they're seeing my videos, that would be manipulation. If that's what you could prove,
you manipulated people who you called in the midst of the war, to the point that their enemies heard it and responded. Is that a lie? That's not a lie. That's actually what happened in the videos. And again, I'll get the mashup. I could do that. I just don't spend time on this clown. I'll get the videos. I'll show them one after another where you did that. And then I'll line it up with the murder. How about that? So you can be accessory to murder. And you could really take that charge. Because you did do that in situations. Yes, you did. You called some of these guys up. Next thing we hear, some of them are deceased or something happens. There was literally a time when you were joking about Reese being the Grim Reaper. You were doing all that up till the point he got attacked. Then you stopped. Tell me I'm lying about that. You did it till he got attacked. Then you stopped. You said if it was continuing, if you were the reason for continuing, how about as a grown man? If you see yourself like that, some people got weird views of themselves. As a grown man, if you see yourself like that, joking about it, if you see yourself as a social media socialite, you were joking about it, making play out of real life death. This was you. This was you. He's literally in denial. He's mentally in denial of his involvement. This is what and I'm saying this because this makes perfect sense when Wack goes in and declares him as such. Wack went in and declared you as a lame, which is what you did. Has nothing to do with getting money, even though you hugging up on tricks. Everybody in the industry smashing all. We're not even going to go there. That just solidifies it. Okay? Real talk. That solidifies it. But literally, you made jest of a situation where people were literally dying. It's because you don't know death. You don't know the thought or the reality of death existing around you. You're hidden from it. Like you were in the house, and then I find out you're from a Caribbean island. You're not even from America. Where we at? And when you came here, You lived in the upscale area. You didn't live where the real niggas is at. You didn't grow up anywhere where it's real at. So you don't know this type of scenario. You don't know it. You're like that little nerd that enters the game, enters the room, and you're like, hey, are you that famous rapper? Like you're that dude that really don't know where you belong. You did do that. Let's keep going. Like, yo, this guy is so in denial.
Chicago, bro. I was in Chicago, bro, on the whole other side of town. I didn't know what was going on over there until you posted the video.
Hi, this is Robert Kiyosaki.
Hold on, we're going to get past this. Hold on. We're going to let that go because, look, this is even your video from the channel. Every second you got a commercial coming on every 5 seconds because that's what you're a commercial. There's nothing about you that you look in reality. Like this, like literally when I heard how in denial he is in the things he's claiming when Wack's calling you out by everything you've done. He's been around. Obviously, he can see what you've done. The dude Newski came on and said he didn't know what was going on until he saw your video.
That's very different than what Wack said.
Hey, Newski, did
Wack is saying that the video continued the violence. He didn't say
What I'm
you're
saying
talking
is
about
you
it. It
instigated
lets you
it
know
to
about
a
it.
point to where you instigated it to a point to where it was well known all over the city, bro. It was a lot of people wasn't paying attention to that shit that caught wind of it. And now you got people like, man,
yo,
you got the city looking at me like I'm a
talk
bitch.
to this man. Yo, he's talking to you right now.
I can see what he said. You manipulated that war,
You
bro.
did.
A little bit. You put your input into that.
Yes, he did. In the names, yo.
The whole name, bro. You manipulated the world into calling that man the Grim Reaper, bro.
Thank you.
If that's the only, you know what I've learned, and I love when people bring this up. Like, you know, I haven't done that shit. Like, it's been about. Let me see now. It's been about like 7 years. And that's
7 years. So you're trying to put a 7-year time span on people that actually died? He's in denial. You're trying to say because you did it 7 years ago, and though some of those people you had on your show that are no longer here, that because it was 7 years ago, you get a pass? No. That's not how a pass works. A pass works for somebody who's in the midst of the danger and does something like that. You're not even around it. You would have been an academic pack. You would have been done. But you hid yourself and sat behind the scenes using commentary as jokes on Black lives. You don't even consider yourself black, do you? You sat there and played. No wonder you ended up getting all these things on the backside. You were rewarded. You were rewarded for your involvement in the death of people in Chicago. You manipulated through your nicknames and your advertising of what's going on there, even though you weren't there. That's a fact. He can't even realize that. He's so desensitized, he feels he did some good by just recognizing you guys, like you see yourself better than them because they're in that environment doing that. Do you not? I didn't kill no one, but you drank till you're sloppy and you sit there and create these names and stuff for people that are actually in it like it's funny. That is what you do. You do that. And then you don't even want to take any responsibility. None. Yo, when I'm gonna hold on. A little bit more. Hold on.
But the damage is already done and the niggas is dead, bro. So what are you talking about?
Fact.
What I'm trying to say is that if that's the only, like, I realize that's when they can't get at you about anything, they try to find that one thing which supposedly is a smoking.
That is the one thing you've done. That is more than enough. Like he's in denial of the damage he's done. Like, is this guy... Did they raise you under a tree as a chipmunk? Or did they raise you in a community of people? What socially are you missing? You wasn't about that life. You made jokes and made light of it, made jokes about their enemies, made jokes to the point where people called in and joked with you, and some of them are gone because they're in that life. What don't you get about that? Yo, this dude, yo, I'm gonna reserve my thoughts about this dude for now. I want you to really listen to how much of a bum mentally he is. You could be filthy rich. You're still a bum mentally because you don't value human life, that you're the cause of getting taken. But if something happened to you, you would have been screaming and howling for the cops. But you don't want to be arrested for being implicated in locating different people's areas where these murders have occurred, when you had their enemy online on your show.
Done. You know, I've said my piece about what that was many different times. I've also denied that I believed I'm responsible for anybody dying in Chicago. I blame the people who actually pulled the trigger. And if anybody disagrees, that's where we're gonna have a difference of opinion with that.
Then I disagree. We got a difference of opinion.
About the use of
He disagrees. I disagree. That's two people of a difference of opinion.
You was manipulating the streets of Chicago from New York by using your platform.
And I would disagree on that too.
Talk, Wack. Talk to him.
It
Talk.
would be manipulation if the only reason why those things were going on was because of my video. But you just, by the very definition you said just right now, Wack.
You're a liar. That's not what he said. He said you were involved. Now you're saying that I'm the sole reason. Doesn't matter if you're the sole reason or not. You never heard of an accomplice? Accessory to murder? You never heard of that? I heard you trying to talk that court stuff and he shuts you down in the same video with an attorney. You still tried to get the chipmunk talk through it. Fast talking like, I don't know that, but I don't. You are involved. You can deny it all day. Those people are already deceased. You already ratted them out. Matter of fact, you look like a rat. You look like a rat. You probably smell like one too. You ratted them out to their enemy. This was real. This really happened.
You said, yo, I don't believe you're responsible for any of that. So how could I?
No, the mother got to pull the trigger.
If I was responsible, and you then wanted to make a point, listen, I'm just going off textbook. This is just like.
You don't think you played no part in that?
This is debate 101.
I made a big song just because I knew you was gonna post. I think I'm smarter than all of us. Y'all gotta let him talk.
No, somebody said I think I'm smarter than y'all. No, I'm going off the exact words y'all are saying.
See this mug right here? I don't.
Because you're going off their exact words. Because if you think about it logically, it makes the most sense that you were involved somehow. Think about it logically. Would they even have been in communication with each other if you weren't through the medium they connected? Like, this guy just talks his way out of situations, and people let him do it like it's okay. You literally talk to people that are no longer here because after you spoke to them, their enemy caught up with them. How did that happen? Tell me you weren't talking to two people that were enemies at any given time. You never were. That's crazy. And not talking to them to get to know them as much as talking to them about the situation they're complaining about, which had to do with their enemy. Yo, he plays mind games just like a female. Yo, I cannot make this up. This video proves you're in denial. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you play mind games like a female. Yes, you do. I don't know where you learned that. That's weird. That's weird. Weird, man. The mind games like a woman? Who taught you to move like a woman? Yo, I'm done. This got all rights reserved. I'm done.